Hey everyone, welcome back to another Odyssey 40k video. This one's a bit impromptu this time. The Minotaur field manual just came out, and I thought I'd do my first reactions. I've had one really quick cursory glance over it, but I thought we could go through it together. Just a quick video, see what's increased, see what's gone down, and I'll try to make a proper video on my the top picks that have gotten better and the top picks that have gotten worse this weekend. But I just thought I would do a quick video now, go through everything so everyone can have a look. Then there's a video that everyone can just have a look through. And yeah, you can see my thoughts. So let's just get straight into it. I haven't updated my app on my phone, so if there is a time that I want to reference the new points to the old points, I'll do that. And I'll just look on my phone at what the old points were. So let's get into this, eh? So Minotaur and Field Manual, yep. Usual stuff here. Let's start with Adeptus Sororitas. Okay, so what's going down? Battle Sisters going down, that's nice. I believe they just give sticky, so that's just quality. Okay, so what have we got here? We've got Castigators going up, Dialogus, Dominions, jeez. Immolators, okay, Morven Vow, Paragons, Seraphim, Triumph, and all the Bringers of Flame enhancements. Wow, okay, they really targeted Bringers of Flame in this points change. Was it Triumph? Okay, so what do we got? Castigator's 160, so that's up 15-20 points. That's not too bad. Dialogus up 5 points. Cool. Dominion's up a couple of points. Not too bad. Immolator's up 10 points. Not too bad. Morven up a little bit. Kind of sucks, but that's fine. Paragon's up with her. Probably unnecessary to do both. I probably would have just done Paragons and leave Morven where she was. Seraphim going up, understandable. And Bringers of Flame, they are kind of crazy. Also notable that it's 90 points for 5 and 190 for 10. So they actually go up more points if you take the bigger unit. So it's quite interesting. And the Triumph, pretty sure that's going up 60 points. That's kind of yikes. That's a big increase. Like the Triumph is worth it. I don't know if it's worth 250 points. That is pretty crazy. And then all the Bringers of Flame enhancements have also all gone up a little bit. I'm not really sure what these were beforehand. I know Fire and Fury was very good, so it going up is understandable. The rest of them, I'm not really sure. Zephyrim going down though is also nice. Gives you another tool. Hopefully that makes them a bit more usable. And that's Sisters for now. Again, I'm not going to go over everything in detail on this one. I'm just going to go really cursory. What's gotten better, what's gotten worse, and then we're just going to move on. So then we have Custodes. No red. Love to see that. So we've got the Dreads have both gone down a few points. We have Trajan Valoris has gone down in points. Good. Maybe we'll see him again. More Dreadnoughts gone down. Bikes have gone down. And that's it. Yeah, that's it. So, not a huge change up for Custodes, but a couple of nice changes. If you wanted to take the Dreadnoughts, they're now a bit more viable. Still don't think that they're that viable. The 8-inch move is pretty brutal. They really need to be a bit... Oh, sorry, I think they have a 6-inch move. They're just not good enough, but anyway, nothing bad though, nothing bad, can't complain with that. Admech, okay, I'm curious about this one. So we got Sulphur Hounds have gone down, Corpuscari Electro Priests, Fulgurite Priests, so the melee stuff's gone down, cool. Junecrawler's gone down, Sidonian Riders, that's the Stiltman, isn't it? Then the Tech Priest, all the Endensia Manipius Dominus have all gone down. Taraxi have both gone up. That's understandable. They were very much spammable. Still kind of are, but at least they're a little bit less. Iron Strider Ballistari going up. Yeah, I get it. They're probably a bit too efficient for what they are, just for the points, but it is brutal. They do have an awkward amount of wounds, so it kind of is a bit rough for them with the old Bring It Down changes, but I think that's fine. And then the Vanguard going up a few points. Yeah, this is going to hurt a little, but Admech could already take probably too many units, so a couple of things going up and a couple of things going down is probably not change your list too much, as long as you swap out 1 or 2 units here and there. It is definitely going to hurt the Taraxi spam list, where you took 30 Sterilizers, 20 Skystalkers. So that list is probably a lot worse. I don't know if it's gone. We'll have to wait and see. I'll talk to some friends that play Admech a little bit more, and I'll get back to you hopefully this weekend with my thoughts on that. On to the next. We have Adeptus Adeptus Titanicus, pardon me. Reaver Titan, no, nothing's changed yet. Let's move on. No one really cares about that. Okay, Eldari. What have we got here? Corsairs have gone down. Falcon's going down. That's nice. Shining Spears, sure. Warlock Conclave, sure. Warlock Skyrunners, sure. Wave Serpent's going down. Now that's interesting. I actually played against double Wave Serpent on the weekend, and I felt that they were actually pretty good. Nice little primary tools, nice and fast. The Battle Shock's also pretty relevant at the moment. I really don't actually mind that going down. That's really nice. Wraithblades, Wraithguard, and the Wraith Knight all going down. Okay, Wraithguard going down is actually kind of interesting at the moment. I think Wraithguard are actually really underrated. They're durable, they have a really good ability, and with Phantasm and stuff like that, they still activate really well in the Eldari index. So I'd look at, if you're playing Eldari, have a look at Wraithguard again. They could be really interesting. And Fire Prison's also getting out. Oh, that's hype. Okay, so triple Fire Prison, maybe that's coming back out again. They're still expensive. They're still not cheap. 170 points, and you kind of always have to strike and fade the one that pops out to do the extra shots. But, yeah, nothing wrong with that. I think that's actually really interesting. Okay, Eldari on a bit of a win. Anything for the Forge World stuff? Nah, none of that changes. Cool. I was really surprised. I kind of thought Eldari would have a new section which had the Drukhari units and different points costs for them. Maybe in the Drukhari section they have a new points costs for them if they're allied, similar to agents. But from my cursory glance earlier, I did not notice that. So hopefully, but we'll see. On to Astra Militarum. So we have Bulgrim going up. Totally understandable. What were Bulgrim before? Let's have a quick check. I do not know what they were before, so let's go Bulgrim. Sorry I didn't have this prepped. I just really wanted to get this out to you guys. They were 90, so they got up 20 points per 3. Oof, so 40 points per unit. So 120 for the 3 units that people were running. That's not insignificant. That's quite actually a hefty toll. Okay. Then we've got Scout Sentinels going down. Seems fine. I know you can use the recursion with them, so that's kind of nice, I guess. Tank Commanders going up, I suppose understandable. I didn't really see an issue with them, but I understand that they were good and they were in every single list, so maybe they're just trying to diversify Astra Militarum a little bit. What else have we got? Ogryn's going down. Okay, nice. Hopefully they have an ability that's worthwhile. 60 points compared to the 110 of their melee brothers is a vast difference, so I doubt that they're as good, but maybe now with the points disparity, maybe that'd be worth looking at. We have the Field Ordnance Battery and Heavy Weapon Squads both going down in points. Sure. Indirect, like the Field Ordnance Battery's indirect is probably not great, and they're just too slow to really be that impactful in the game, but maybe at the new points costs, they're worth a look at. What have we got here? Nothing else. That's all Astra Militarum. Awesome. Black Templars. This is the one that I was curious about, because I've really enjoyed looking at the Crusader spam list that Olivier Weiss took to War Masters and WTC to a lot of success, and I was curious as to what they would do to it, and it got massacred. The Primaris Crusader squad went up 40 points for the 20-man. So if you're running the 5 units, that's 200 point increase to your army list. So you basically lose an entire 20-man brick. That, with also Grimalda's going up a few points, means, yeah, it's brutal. You probably get like an extra unit of jump pack intercessors or something, but you lose a 20-man unit and you gain a 5-man unit probably. Really rough. Still not necessarily completely dead and gone, but it has lost a lot of its staying power. That 5th unit was really what pushed it over the edge. So interesting to see what Black Templars players do with this change. And the fact that Sword Brethren didn't get changed whatsoever is, I think, really good. Sword Brethren, I think, actually are very strong. They can deal with a lot of different things in the meta at the moment. So maybe Sword Brethren, as Black Templars, pivot back to Sword Brethren going forward. Next we got Blood Angels. Now this, if I'm not mistaken, is new Codex points. So this is what we will be playing with now with the Codex release. So it's great just to have the new points that we're going to be playing with. So we've got Balpreds and Blood Angels Captain going up. Totally understandable. Mephiston not changing is crazy to me. Chief Librarian Mephiston is an absolute powerhouse. He's a lone op. He's fast. He hits like an absolute truck. Yeah, that's really interesting. I think Mephiston's going to be in a lot of Blood Angels lists going forward. He is insane. Dante not changing is completely understandable. Death Company Captain goes down. Death Company Captain with Jump Pack also has gone down. The Dreadnought. So all the Death Company stuff's gone down. That's awesome. Death Company Marines obviously have gone through a big change now. They're basically Jump Pack Intercessors now, was what basically the war gear they can take. So they're a bit different, but their points also and take that into account, and they're down to 90 points per 5, 180 for 10. Really respectable. If you add Lamartis into it, Lamartis did go up a little bit in points, but still under 300 points for that unit now. Isn't going to hit as hard as it used to, but with the -1 damage, lethal hits, they're still going to hit really, really substantially. What else have we got here? We have... Oh, Death Company Marines. Oh, so that's for Death Company Marines. Oof. So we've got Death Company Marines with Jump Packs, 130 points and 240. That's a bit rough. Yeah, that's quite expensive for what you get. Death Company Marines aren't as good as they used to be, and I don't think this is putting into respect how much they've changed since the index. Yeah, okay. That's a rough one. Yeah, so it would be, what, 240, 350 points with the Lamartis and Ted Bottles. I do like that the 5-man and the 10-man are different. Obviously, the 10-man, you don't get as many special weapons now, so it's actually not as powerful, and they've put that into the points costs. Really respect that. Really like that change, GW. Thank you for that. And yeah, but yeah, that's still a hard swallow. Then we have Sangard, which are down, I think, 5 points per model. Excellent. Love a couple of points drops there. The new Sangard models are, dealer's choice whether you like them or not, but I don't mind them. I just wish that they had bigger wings. But the models themselves look fine. The new rules are pretty strong. Having an invul and a 2-up safe base is really good. So interesting to see what people do there. Couple of hits to a few of the worst offenders of the enhancements here as well. Icon of the Angel, Artisan of War, Gleaming Pinions, and Visage of Death. Understandable, they're all the ones that really buff the characters up a lot, so getting those ones dealt with is pretty good. Speed of the Primarch going down is nice as well. And yeah, that's Blood Angels. What have we got next? Chaos Demons. Okay, no, there isn't much here. Beast of Nurgle going down is nice. Beast of Nurgle already seen a bit of play in Chaos Demon list, just as a good action model. And the fact that they just heal wounds at the end of the phase is just really good. They're actually quite durable, and at 65 points, really well worth it. And Shalaxi going down, nice. I think she went down 25 points. It's fair. Like, she wasn't really seeing a lot of play. Hopefully she sees a bit more now. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Anything else? Oh, yeah. And the Red Master on Blood Throne goes up. This was the one that you could get Blood Crushes up to crazy amounts of damage per model on all of their attacks. So this is just kind of toning that down a tiny bit. But really not many changes here. And I don't think Chaos Demons needed that much. A couple of points here and there, more decreases, would have been kind of nice on maybe some of the lesser seen units. Just to kind of give them a bit more stuff to play with. Like maybe Pink Horrors could have gone down another 10 points. And just a couple of other just little changes to help them out. Because they have been struggling a little bit at winning events. They can often get like a 4-1 record. But they really struggle to clean up the event. But no, not too bad though. Nothing too much damage in here. Now this is an interesting one. Chaos Knights. Knight Abominant, gone down. Desecrator, gone down. Despoiler, down. Wardog Brigand, down. Wardog Huntsman, down. Wardog Stalker, down. The only one that didn't go down is the Carnivore, which was already the cheapest one. Oh, and the Executioner, but no one was really taking Executioners anyway. But the Brigand going down 5 points. And the Stalker, which is the one that could also be is also a character going down, means you just get that little bit extra in your list, which is just awesome to see. I'm really curious whether these points increases or decreases make it so that fitting one of the bigger knights in is a nicer break point. I would really hope that they worked around that. So there's a lot like there's a lot more likely chance that you can take one big night and then a bunch of small nights instead of just the usual, let's take 11 small nights. Whereas it gets 11 small nights and, oh, now I have 90 points left over. What do I do? Instead of, usually it was probably still just be 2 units of Nurglings, but hopefully they took that into account so you can try and eke out a big night into there, which would be really interesting. But no, cool to see for Chaos Knights. I think Chaos Knights could actually be kind of scary if they can fit another War Dog in. That's terrifying. If you can go up to 12, that's a real list right there. That's a real list. Okay, Chaos Space Marines. What do we got? Abaddon going down. Lovely. Love to see that. The Packbound Zealots lists are becoming a little bit more enticing with that for sure. Okay, now Cursed Cultists. So 90 points for the 8 models, so that doesn't change. Just the max unit sizes have gone up, and they went at what? 15 points. So not too bad. Not too bad at all. And I think the Dark Commune also went up 15 points. So 30 points per ACDC package. ACDC is a Cursed Cultist. Dark Commune is what it's been referred to as of recent. Okay, but that's not too bad. So if you're taking the 3 units, you've lost 90 points. Not the end of the world. It is the only thing that's gone up in points here. So if you just drop something, you can continue playing the same list, really. Like in the list that I played on the weekend, which had triple Cursed Cultist brick, all I need to do is drop either a Legionnaires unit or the Chaos Lord, and my list will stay exactly the same. So probably be looking at doing something like that if I keep playing that going forward. What else has changed though? We have Predator Annihilators gone down a little bit. The other one's the laser cannon on top. Chaos Terminators gone down a little bit. That's nice to see. We have Havocs going down. That's good. Warp Talons. This is a really cool change. They've dropped the cost of a 5-man because a 5-man was pretty much never worth it for Warp Talons because their ability only works if you kill a unit and then they can go back up into reserve. So to show that, they put down the price of the 5-man. Really clever there. Really like those kind of changes. The 10-man Legionnaires have gone down. Again, you can't take those extra special weapons, so don't punish people for taking the 10-man. Really like that. Lord Discordant goes down a few points. I think it's 10 points. I think they were 185 before. Great. Still don't think you'll see them, but they're better. It's good. Obliterators going down. Now, this is really interesting. Obliterators were, I think, 180 before for the 2-mans. And Liam VSL won the London Grand Tournament using 2 units of Obliterators at their higher points costs. Now that they're cheaper, I think, and the Veterans of the Long War detachment where you can get Oath of Moment to give them rerolls, these guys are pretty crazy. They can do a lot. So I think look out for that if you're playing Chaos Space Marines at the moment. Maybe try a list with a couple of Obliterators and Veterans of the Long War. See how they feel. They're definitely still slow, and that is definitely difficult, but if you take Horan Blackheart, you can get your infantry redeployed, so you can kind of make sure that they are at the start of the game exactly where they need to be after the deployment's finished. And yeah, you still get the indirect ones per game, still in 4s, but 4s with 4 rerolls from the Veterans of the Long War Oath of Moment kind of ability. Makes them a lot more consistent. Possess going down a little bit, really nice. I think they've gone down 10 points per 5. Raptors, again, the 10-man's gone down. Sorcerer and Terminator Armor going down is nice, because getting that extra AP where you need it can be really good. Vashtor's gone down. And yeah, getting the Warp Talons. Pretty cool. On to Dark Angels. Azrael and Deathwing Knights going up. Really doesn't surprise me. Deathwing Knights go up 15 points for the 5-man. It's fine. They're still pretty good. They're less efficient. You're losing 45 points if you take all 3. And then if you take Azrael as well, you're using another 10. So it's a 55 point decrease to the increase to the list. Really not that significant. But, yep, it is still something. You got Landspeed of Vengeance gone down 10 points. Or 20 points. Lionel Johnson's gone down a bunch of points. Ravenman Command Squad, Samael, both gone down as well. Nothing too crazy here, but a nice couple of changes. The Primarch going down is quite good. I think that's going to be really helpful. But let's keep going. Death Guard. Biologist Putrefier. Death Stroke Terminators and Mortarion all going down in points, nothing going up. Excellent, this is exactly what they needed. Just needed a couple of little buffs. They're actually surprisingly good. I think Death Guard are in a better spot than people think they are. They're just hard. They're similar vein to Chaos Demons. They just can't close out that last round of a game. They're good at going 4-1, 3-2, but they have a few difficult matchups that make them really difficult for singles play. But something like this can be really helpful. Mortarion going down might make him a bit more interesting. And yeah, his abilities are really strong. Like his Primarch abilities, absolutely insane. So hopefully Death Guard spring a bit more into life because of this change. And yeah. Next we have Drukhari. Now there is a lot of red here. Yeesh. And probably deserved. They are quite good at the moment. They have a pretty strong win record. They're often going 4-1 in events, like 3-2, 4-1. What I mean by that, by the way, if you guys haven't heard that before, is 4-1 is going at a 5-round event, getting 4 wins and 1 loss. So 4-1, or 5 X and 1, or whatever it is. So losing 1 game and then winning the rest is what Drukhari have been doing a lot. So yeah, so we got Beastmaster, Court of the Archon, Lilith, Mandrakes, Drazar, Ancubi, and Reavers going up. That is a lot. And Hellions going down, which Hellions do need, because Hellions are mounted, so they're big awkward sized models that have to go around walls, which is super not ideal. Yeah, the Void Raven Bomber not going up, which is nice because it's already 215 points, but surprising because there's quite a few lists that have been running 2 of them. With all the other increases in points here, I doubt you'll still see 2 of them, or they'll skew even heavier into probably 3 of them and then just have a lot less mission play and damage on the board. But really interesting. I'll be interested to see what Skari thinks of the points changes and how his list is going to adapt to that. So I'll be watching his video at some point, and that's the Scarredcast YouTube channel. I really enjoy watching his stuff. Next we have Genestealer Cults. Now this one blows my mind. Aberrant's going down in points for the 5-man. That's fine. Acolyte, Hybrids with Auto Pistols, and Hand Flamers both going down in points by 5 points respectively. This is absolutely insane. Acolyte Hybrids with Hand Flamers were already one of the best units GSC had access to, and you would spam as many of the units as you could. Them going down 5 points means you just gained 30 points in your list instantly. Jackals also going down points means you gained more points because you're using 2 to 3 units of Adeline Jackals as well. So your list just gained basically 1 extra unit out of nowhere. This is absolutely amazing for GSC players. I think GSC is really slept on by the people that don't really respect them, and I played them on the weekend, and it was my only loss at the tournament on the weekend, and the army is just really strong. It's very good. It plays the game very well. It plays a very fair game, apart from the recursion that can feel a bit bad, but it's in your face, it's scoring primary, it's denying your primary, it's killing your things by just sheer number of damage, but it does what it says on the tin. Like, you can't really be mad. It was the Outlander Claw list that Ennis Wilson and Eric Lathuris made that I played against as well, and that's basically what I was saying, that with the Adeline Jackals and the Acolyte Hybrids. But really interesting here, really excited to see how stuff goes here. And also, like, the Patriarch and the Primus going down in points as well. Neophyte Hybrids also going down is crazy to me. Just, you're going to get an extra unit or 2 in your GSC armies, which is awesome. Like, I think for GSC players, it's going to be great. Having to paint up more models is probably a bit more terrifying, but not really excited there. For Grey Knights, we have Brotherhood Terminator Squad. So Terminator's going down, excellent. Paladins and Purgation Squads both going down as well. And that's it. Yep, that's fair actually. Terminator's going down as a bit for the 5-man. Okay, just the 5-man's going down. That's actually really understandable. The 5-mans aren't as strong. You often saw a 5-man with either a Librarian or Drago, and then a big 10-man with the other Librarian or Drago. So that's fine. I really like that change. So you're not going to gain a lot of points in your Grey Knight lists because a lot has changed, but I don't really think Grey Knights needed much of a helping hand. They're pretty strong at the moment. Really great secret mission and in-game scoring. Just yeah, I think they're in a good place. So I really don't think they needed anything. I'm happy with that. On to the next, we have Imperial Agents. Now, I don't think there's any changes to the actual Imperial Agents. Just for the allies, and the only one is the Subductors go up 15 points. Totally understandable. Subductors are a bit silly. It's an 11-person unit with 10 models that have a 3-up armor save, 4-up invulnerable save, and 1 model, the doggy, that has just a 3-up armor save. Very good for 85 points. Still pretty good for 100 points. Not as good for 100 points, but a really good backfield holder. If you are struggling to hold your backfield and screen it out, having an 11 model unit just to be able to sit there that has a 3-up armor save and 4-up invulnerable save might be able to help you. And yeah, so that's the only change there, and I think that's understandable. Imperial Knights. Now, unlike Chaos Knights, this one actually has an increase, which is Canis Rex, which was seen as allies as well. So I think this is a punishment for taking Canis as an ally, not for Canis Rex and Imperial Knights themselves, which kind of sucks. I kind of wish that they could do a double points similar to what they did with Imperial Agents above, is Canis Rex is 430 points when he's taken Imperial Knights and 450 points when he's taken as an ally, because I don't think he's broken as model in Imperial Knights themselves. But we do have the Castellan, the Errant, the Gallant, and the Valiant all going down in points. The Errant is nice. The rest going down probably aren't super important. But so they're trying to make the big knights a bit more appealing, which is nice. I don't really have much more to say there. It's a bummer that Canis goes up, but I'm sure you'll be able to figure out the points around it. Leagues, we have the 5-man Terminator, the Hearthguard, the Terminators, go down in points, and then the 10-man staying at 320, and then Jaegers going up 10 points. Totally understandable. 9 points per model for Jaegers is still criminally undercosted. The fact that the army that has maximum scout they have scout for basically the entire army, all the Sagittars, the bikes. So having that infiltrator unit is so pivotal to making that army function. It's absolutely insane. So even at 90 points, I still think one unit of Jaegers is going to go into every Votann list. I don't think that points change is really changing that whatsoever. I think they could be 110 points and you'd still take one unit of them. They are just that pivotal to how Leagues of Votann want to play. But no, nice. Happy there. Nothing else going up in points is really nice. Nothing else going down in points is also fine. There's not really enough here to really have a lot of granularity. But no, awesome there. On to the next. Necrons. Okay. Annihilation Barge going down. Fine. Locust Destroyers and Heavy Destroyers both going up. Well, the single model for Locust Destroyers and all 3 for Heavy Destroyers. Heavy Destroyers with the volume of shots that they can get out is pretty scary, so I get why they probably wanted to push those up a little bit more. I think they've already got up 5 points per model though, so just a light touching there. Nothing too crazy. Monolith going up to 400 points, so a 25 point increase for the Monolith. It's pretty interesting. Then we have Catacomb Command Barge, Obelisk, Triac Praetorians, and the Stalker all going down in points. This is good. They weren't seeing a lot of play, so it's nice to have them be a bit more appealing for people. I know the Triac Stalker was seeing a little bit of play because it strips cover from units, so it can be really good at forcing that damage through with the other weapons that Necrons have access to. Death Monks going up, totally understandable as well. Doomsday Arc going down, that's surprising. I think it's going down 5 or 10 points. Nothing crazy though, but yeah, that's good. Happy for that to go down. Means with the Monolith going up, there's a new archetype for the Hypercrypt list. You probably go to 1 Monolith and you maybe take Doomsday Arcs to kind of counteract the points a little bit. Tesseract Vault going up. I think one of those was very powerful at LGT this past month. So I think maybe that was the reason that went up. Maybe they realized, oh, this is actually a bit too cheap. So it's gone up in points as well. Silent King not being touched. Really good. Don't think there's anything else really to talk about there. On to Orcs. This is one that I am super excited for. I think Orcs are in a really good spot now with no red here whatsoever and just a bunch of green. So we have Beast Nigger Boys going down 10 points. We have Big Mac, all the different Big Macs going down in points. Excellent. The normal Big Mac going down 10 points just means you pretty much have to take 1 Big Mac because it gives your unit fly. So you can advance over screens, you can get behind things to be able to fight and shoot. It's absolutely amazing. So one Big Mac going down in points just means you're saving 10 points in your list. The other two, if you're taking the lists that need them, or if you're taking Mega Knobs, which did go down in points, notably, them going down in points, also quite nice. Boys going down points, also amazing. Only 5 points, but still absolutely incredible. That just an extra, if you're taking 2-3 units of boys, that's an extra 15-20 points. Awesome. We have Death Dread and Death Copters going down in points. Haven't really looked into neither of these too much, just because orc shooting isn't the greatest, but I think Death Copters could be something to look at now. And yeah, then we have the Gorkanaut going down in points. Phil, that I played on the weekend, had a Gorkanaut, so he'll be happy that that's gone down in points. Gretchen not changing, understandable. Hunter and Kilrigs both going down in points. Could definitely be something to look at in the Hunt detachment. Just getting, some more Beast Nagus keyworded models down in points could really help that detachment out. Because it does have a pretty strong ability. Like the Oath on here is, or the kind of pseudo-Oath is pretty strong. Commandos going down, nice. Getting that Infiltrator unit down a couple of points, really important. Mega Knobs going down to 35 points a model. They obviously haven't changed. They still only have a 5-up Feel No Pain on the War turns. But it does, at 35 points, I do think that they actually are very usable in Bully Boys. Getting 2 turns with your 5-up Feel No Pain. You still have a 2-up save. You can take the models in pretty much any size you want apart from 4. And they're just good. They're efficient. They have really good strat usage in Bully Boys. I don't think you'll probably see them much outside of Bully Boys still, just because you need that kind of double turn of the War to get the Feel No Pain really be useful. But no, I really think they're interesting at that points cross. I think they're quite good. Then we have the Morkanaut also going down, and we have Tank Busters going down. Tank Busters going down is an interesting one. It's probably one that they just saw not a lot of people using, so like, hey, let's just put these guys' points down a little bit and see how it goes. Very cool. Okay, on to the next. But yeah, really excited about orcs in general. I think they could be, with an extra 100 points to play with in your list, you could really push some interesting stuff through. No changes to their enhancements. Space Marines. Okay, this is a biggie. Not a lot of changes, but the changes are important. So we have the Apothecary Biologist, the Pharmacist has gone up in points. Assault Intercessors with jump packs have also gone up. Interestingly enough, just the 5-man has gone up 10 points, but the 10-man is still 8 points per model. 8 points per model? Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah. 16 points per model. God, I need to be able to do math in my head. Wow. Yeah, so that's a nice change. I don't think the 10-mans were that oppressive. It was just the 3 5-mans for 80 points each, which is crazy. And yeah, Ballista's Dreadnought going down another 10 points, really good. Phobos, Captain, fine, sure, that's really not changing anything. Eradicators are only going up 5 points per 3, so nothing crazy here, but that with the Apothecary change and also Fire Discipline has also gone up 10 points. So it just means that package has gone up 30-40 points for the entire package, which does hurt a little bit, especially with the Dark Angels list, where you already had 45 points with the Deathwing Knights and then Azrael, and then also you took 2 to 3 units of Jump Pack Intercessors, so you've got another 30 points there. So you're losing like 120, 140 points from that list, which is a bit rough. Then we have the Invader ATV and Invicta Tactical Warsuit going down in points, and also the Outriders, also the Invaders' new points cost is reflected in there as well, which is just nice. Nice that they actually do stuff like that, because sometimes they forget. So props to GW for doing that. Terminators, Reavers, Rabute Gilliman also go down 65 points, quite notable. He could actually be very interesting now. I think even in like the Ironstorm style lists, just being able to give out that extra strat, extra OC on your vehicles, it could be just really interesting. I think he could be quite an interesting piece in quite a few different lists. So have a look at I'll get G-Man again if you have access to him. All the Storm Speeders go down 10 points, really nice. Suppressors, both units of Terminators go down, and then just so yeah, for the enhancements we have Fire Discipline, which I mentioned earlier, has gone up. and then Hunter's Instinct, which was the turn 1 coming from reserves, or coming from reserves a turn earlier than you normally could. So I'm glad that that's gone away. Well, not gone away, but it's gone up. And I think this is pretty fair. Our Vanguard Vets also, with jump packs also going up a little bit. This is kind of understandable. I think with jump pack intercessors going up, these guys also needed to go up. Otherwise, you just kind of swap from one to the other. So I think that's a really, really nice little change there to make sure you don't just swap from one to the other. Vindicator's not changing is also pretty exciting for me because, as I said, I'm quite interested in Space Marine Ironstorm at the moment. So very cool. On to the next. Space Wolves. We have Bjorn going up in points. Logan, not on Chariot, going up in points. Thunderwolf Cav going up 20 points per 3. So 40 points per unit. So the Stormlance Thunderwolf Cavalry list has gone up 10 points with Hunter's Instinct, and then 120 points with Thunderwolf Cav. And then if you're also taking Logan, he's also gone up another 10 points there. So you're looking like 140, 150 point change in your list. That's not insignificant. You're losing quite a bit. You're losing the Vindicator that you had in the list. You're losing something for sure. So interesting to see how Space Wolf players will adapt to these changes. I'm really interested to see how Patricio from the Tactical Chili podcasts changes his list, or if he just completely abandons them completely now. Either way, I'll be really interested to see what he does. But yeah, good changes there. Tau, an army that is very close to my heart. We have some interesting changes here. Understandable ones, we have Piranhas and Riptides going up in points. Piranhas at 55 points each were just a bit too cheap. At 60 points, I think they're perfectly fine. I think they're exactly where they should be. They do feel a little expensive because of how frail they are, but I think they're very good. At 60 points, they're still very good. You get 2 Seeker Missiles and a Fusion Blaster. In Montcar, they're absolutely amazing because you send one out, your opponent has to kill it. They kill it, you put full hit rerolls on the thing that they kill, and then your entire army can just kill that one thing. And you just do that with 2 or 3 Piranhas, one turn after another, and it's quite excellent. Riptide's going up 10 points. Again, I think this is totally fine. Riptides were very good. You pretty much always saw 3 of them in every Tau list. You still will. There will just be a 30-point tax in your Tau list. But, yeah, I think that is still too good to not take. The fact that stealth suits didn't go up, I think is really good. I was very worried that stealth suits were going to go up to 75 points, which is what they were in the Codex, because that really hurts, because you do take 3 units of those, so that 45 points there, plus the Riptide nerf would have been pretty heavy, so I'm glad they only did one of the 2 there. But then for positives, we have Commander Farsight going down a few points, and the Recruit Rampage is going down points as well. The Recruit Rampage is at just over 30 points per model. These guys actually kind of hit pretty hard. They're actually going to be very interesting. I'm going to be testing out a couple of different Tau lists that run 1 unit of 6 of these, just to clear out, dig stuff out. I think they could be very good. They do a lot of, they have the potential to do a lot of mortal wounds on the charge, and they just have a lot of attacks. So yeah, interested there. The Crutox Riders, the single model, which was 35 points, has just gone up 5 points to be 40, just because everyone was taking the single model units there. Apart from that, I think Tau came up pretty well, pretty unscathed as well. So yeah, happy there. Oh yeah, and all the Recruit stuff also goes down a little bit in points. Carnival's going down is actually huge. That one's actually pretty massive. I think you can see 2 to 3 units of Crew Carnivores in a lot of lists going forward. Thousand Suns, gosh. Okay, now this is one that is pretty brutal. I'm just going to take a quick drink. So we have only red. This is pretty not ideal for a lot of Thousand Suns players to see. So we have Ahriman of both kinds, Exalted Sorcerers of both kinds, Infernal Masters, Magnus, Mutaliths, Forge Fiends. I don't even really know why the Forge Fiends are going up. And then Zangor and Thousand Sun Sorcerers. So basically every way apart from Demon Princes that you can gain Cabal points are going up in the list. Which is pretty brutal. This is maybe a little too heavy-handed. Nothing's going up a huge amount. There's like 5 points here, 5 points there. Mutaliths going up 15 points to back to where they were. Makes sense. But that is also quite brutal. Like, your list is going up 100 and 120 points when it really didn't need to. Like like losing one whole unit of rubrics is going to be pretty savage, I think, because that's kind of what it is. Or you lose a sorcerer of some kind. So I still think Thousand Suns are going to be strong because the raw output is just powerful, but this is definitely going to hurt and it's going to take a little bit of getting used to the new changes for Thousand Suns. Yeah. We have Codex Tyranids. We have Carnifexes going down, which is lovely. Old One-Eye going up. I think there was a few lists that were taking Old One-Eye on their own, so this is a nice way of balancing it. If you take them with Carnifexes, he's fine. If you take him without, then he's a bit more expensive. I kind of like that. Pyrovores, the single Pyrovore went up. That makes sense. They're great for stripping cover, so just making the one that you always take a bit more expensive. Von Ryan's Leapers and Winged Hive Tyrant both going down in points. That'll be nice for the what's the detachment called? Gosh, I can't even think about it. Give me a second. Vanguard. The Vanguard Onslaught. So that'll be nice for the Vanguard Onslaught detachment. Lictor's going up 5 points. Totally understandable as well. But yeah, nothing too crazy here. I think Tyranids are in a fairly safe spot right now. Nothing too crazy. Then we have World Eaters, and we have Angron going up in points, which is, yeah, surprising. I don't think World Eaters are doing anything that are rocking the world right now, so I don't know if that's necessarily called for. Chaos Spawn going up a couple of points. The Demon Prince with Wings going down in points. Interesting. And then the Master of Executions is going up in points. So, a couple of weird changes here. More negatives than positives, because you were always taking Angron, and you still will, so that's just attacks. Chaos Spawn are very good, but you probably don't need them. You can probably just take Jackals or something instead. So that one's like, if you have 70 points, if you have 65 points, you take Jackals instead. That's kind of the break point there. Master of Execution is good, but I think you just take Khan or something else instead. Also completely fine. So I think, yeah, pretty fine changes here, and I think that is it. So yeah, hopefully you like this kind of video. It's just, I thought, hey, you know what? I just looked through these myself. Let's just do a video with my first thoughts on everything here, and then I'll try and do a video this weekend after I've had a couple of days to think about the changes, what kind of combos I can come up with. I've talked to some friends that are factions experts on certain factions, and I'll try and make a video of the top 5 changes for each faction or something like that. Let me know in the comment section below if there's any big changes that you're excited for, things that you're really gutted about, and anything like that. And always remember to hit the like button, hit subscribe, put the bell on. No one really ever puts the bell on, but if you can, that'd be absolutely awesome. And otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Catch ya!